Hello everybody, welcome back. Now this is our tutorial series to show you how to use Blender. We are currently using 2.92, and I'm just going to show you how to use the keys for everyday modeling for this game. For this program. Blech. Cannot speak. Anyways, so of course, Blender 3.0 is already out, so I'm a little bit out of date. But that's okay, there wasn't really much of a difference between this version and that version. There is a lot of differences, but I'm going to show you the keys. Now you'll come to this screen after you install this program, either on Steam or you go online. Go ahead and go on Google and just put Blender 3.0 and you can install it from there. So you'll come to this screen. Now, I have several files over here, but when you first start out, just click outside of it and you'll come to this screen. And at this point, go ahead and click A. That means selecting everything. As you can see, here is your collection. In other words, what is in the collection. You got a camera, you got a light, you got your cube. And I'm going to go ahead and play with the cube. So what I did is I hold shift and then clicked on it. That means it's added to what you already selected. Or you click it again and then you're unselecting it. But we're going to hit delete. That'll delete everything that you're touching, that you're controlling. And we're going to go, after that, we're going to go over here to where this double circle is. And we're going to hit statistics. Now you're probably wondering, why are we hitting statistics? Over here on the left, you're going to see objects, vertices, edges, faces, and triangles. Now, objects means how many objects are currently on screen and how many have you selected. So I selected the cube. One cube is on the field, and that's all I'm selecting. And then we have vertices. I'm going to explain all these things real quick. But first, go ahead and click on this called Move. This way, you can move your objects around when you click on them, in case you're ever wondering. Now you're going to do the same thing in what is called Edit Mode. Press Tab. You're in Edit Mode. Go ahead and select Move again. This way you can select it. So this means this file will be on that default right there. Now there's some add-ons that people will recommend that you get, such as the Node Wrangler. I do recommend that one. If you don't have it, makes a lot of the. I kind of forgot what Node Wrangler does, but it was very basic. It was very needed. So how do you do that? You go to Edit, go to Preferences, make sure you're on Add-ons. Go ahead and go to Search. And you could just put, and you could go ahead and put down all the add-ons that you're looking for. Now let's see, I'm going to put enable add-ons. Okay, as you can see, I have a lot of add-ons here. I'm not going to go through them, so don't worry about it. Different people will tell you how to install it, what to install. I'm just going to show you the basics. So vertices, what the heck is a vertice? Think of it like it's a constellation for a star constellation. Each of these dots, such as this, make up the shape, pretty much the corner of whatever object it is. That's what they are. So you go ahead and do that. Then edges. What is an edge? Oh yeah, if you're hoping to select vertices, over here at the top left, see the dot? That's blue. That's vertices. Next one is edges. Edges is, well, there you go. It's an edge. Where it's at least two vertices touching each other. And then you have face. An entire face is basically this entire side. There you go. Okay, we're going to undo that. And now some people might ask you, triangles. Triangles are basically like a combination of all these three things or something like that. I never really cared to try to understand it. But anyway, we're not going to worry about triangles. Triangles don't need to be worried about. And why do you need statistics to know how many vertices and other things are there? It's so this way you know what to do. I mean, you know if your object is a little too complicated or not for whatever program you're going to use it on. So if you're going to, let's say you're making a video game, the typical video game engine will probably tell you, let's say the main character for an example, you want to stick to 10,000 vertices at the most. Well, at least rough around technology is always getting better. But you want to stay somewhere below 10,000 because the more vertices there are, that's why I use vertices instead of this other stuff. The more vertices you have, the more harder it is for it to render. In other words, how hard it is to speed up and make it look like it's as if you're staring at real life when you're playing a video game, you know, seeing real-time movement. Otherwise, you're going to get this lag, and you really don't want lagging. Okay, now we're just going to learn the keys today after that. And first we're going to check, like I'm going to put some obvious things. This way we know if this is... Oh, if you're wondering about this key, this is called I. Hit I, and then it does that. Here, I'll show you. Man, I'm losing my voice today. Been losing my voice for the last week. So you hit I, and then you just move it closer, and it'll stay flat with the entire thing. We're going to move that up. That one is in the center. We're going to move tiny square over here. We're going to move a tiny square up there. And then we're going to have this. And I'll show you all these different keys in a moment. I just want us to basically have something that we can recognize. Okay, there we go. So pretty much you're going to go ahead and hit 1. This takes you to the front. You can hold down Control and then press 1, takes you to the back. Same thing, you hit 3, you're on the right side over here. And if you hit Control 3, you're on the other side, you're on the left. And it's the same thing for 7 to go above, and then Control 7 goes to the bottom. You can rewind the video if you need to. Go ahead. And this way you actually can work on your model on either side, doesn't matter. And yeah, that's the basics of getting to each side. Now, so like I said, vertices pretty much mark down a single object of what they're basically shaped. And if you have something that you want to delete, go ahead and hit delete. If you're in edit mode, you get to choose between vertices, edges, and faces. We're going to hit vertices because that's what I selected. Because that thing was over here, all these faces disappear too. Same thing if you selected like an edge, deleting that. Or if you selected a face. Now let's go with this, it's much more easier to see. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Meant to go to face. There you go. Yeah, just play around with the cube. This way you get the idea with all of these keys until you kind of memorize it. Now if you need to undo anything, hold down Control and then click Z and it'll undo. But if you want it to redo, hold down Control, hold down Shift, click Z, and it'll kind of undo the undo. And let's see, what else should we learn? Now if you want to select more faces and stuff, or vertices, go ahead and click B, and then just click and drag it. And then you select the entire side. of whatever it is. Now, if you want to kind of unselect, let's say we don't want this up here, we can hit B and go ahead and hit Control. I mean Shift, not Control. Sorry, my mistake. Hold down Shift and then just click and drag, and it'll undo that. Don't worry if it selects anything else. It's just going to undo any selections you made. So if you just want to undo that, let's say this bottom one here, but you don't want this undoed. Let's say we made a mistake like this. Control Z, undo that. There you go. And just kind of restart. Okay, now what if you want to make something bigger? Now, I did show how to make a surface like this. And then you just move it. And there you go. Could be a nice little doorway. Oh, excuse me. You could hit the delete and get rid of that if you want. Oh, you know what? I lost my train of thought. That's okay. Let's say we deleted something we want to... I mean, let's say you want to fill this up. You want to fill up this entire triangle. Go ahead and hit... hold down Alt and then click the edge or the vertice. It'll select the whole thing. And then just click F. Now, if you want this, let's say you want this triangle to be out here or in there, make it a hallway. Click E. And then just move it forward or backwards wherever you want. And there you go. So yeah, we can make a nice little doorway right here if this was going to be a house or something. Okay, what else can we make? Let's see. So those are the basic keys. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you need to hide something, like you don't want this cube here, just go over here, click on the eyeball, boom, gone. Oh, look, it's back. Boom, gone. Oh, no, it's back. And you could always add another object. So if we add another cube, let's say we want this cube to be different, then we could just mess around with it. Now, if you're going to you could always right-click and just, let's see, you could delete it there. Or double-click, and you can rename whatever it is. This works for everything, no matter what you're renaming. So there you go. That's the basics. At least I think it is. Am I forgetting anything? Let's see. Anything I'm forgetting? Nope, that's about it. Oh, yeah, rotation. I should really think about that. Let's delete this cube and go back to our first cube. Let's say you want to go through rotation. Okay, let's say, you know what, let's go to the front. Let's say we want to rotate this around. Select what you're going to select, and then go ahead and hit R. Woo! And then you can just rotate it. What if you want to make it bigger? Okay, let's say we want this particular doorway to have like a little bit bigger. On these edges, just select S and then pull it out. Or if you want to shrink it, go ahead and go back in. Either way, once you click, let's get a little distance. There we go. And now for the next one is loop cuts. In case you want to add more stuff, hold down Control, select R, and then just put it like to the flat of whatever edge you want it to be at. And you can even use the mouse wheel to give you more. Or you can even use the numbers. For instance, let's say 2. Scroll back, 13. And then just click and it'll be there. Now remember, oh, and once you click, yeah, let's do this again. That's why I could show you. There's 1, click. And then you basically can move the mouse where you really want it on the surface without deforming it. Click, and then there you go. And that's it for this episode. I hope you learned a lot. We'll try to go over other things later. See you next time. Bye.